What is going on, YouTube? Back with another video. And today's video, you can tell by the title, I gotta change my radiator upper hose. And this is for a 97 all the way up to 01 Honda CRV, automatic, stick shift, 2.0. It could be with the all-wheel drive or the two-wheel drive, doesn't matter. As long as it has the same engine, same radiator, you're good. So I need to change out my radiator hose, and let me show you guys why. So the reason I gotta change my radiator hose, you can't really see it, but this hose, it's very bulgy. It's very bulgy right here. And comparing the new one, no bulge, no, and it's just very bulgy up here, and I'm afraid that one day it's just ready to burst. And I can see, you guys can't really tell. Let me see if I could see that little yeah, that's no bueno. So I'm afraid one day that I'm driving and with too much pressure this hose is just gonna burst, and that's one thing I'm trying to avoid, especially because I'm gonna be driving this vehicle down to San Bernardino next week. So I'm trying to get this car, this engine running in good shape, and yeah, that's on my to-do list. So if you guys are gonna change out your upper radiator hose, you are gonna need the new radiator hose. Here it is. You get that. Get this O'Reilly's AutoZone. It's a Gates. That is the part number 22322 up here. Very simple. Now, if you are gonna change it, you are gonna need a gallon of coolant. So you guys don't forget to get a gallon of coolant. I already have one. It's over there. So first thing first is we're going to take off the cap. Oh, actually, if your engine is hot, and then if this cap is very hot still, do not take it off. That means there's pressure in the system. As soon as you open this up, pressurized coolant will shoot up. And if you've never been, if you never touched hot coolant before, or had that shit sprayed on your face, it fucking hurts. So listen, do not do that. So my engine is cold. I already took it off. It's loose. You're gonna take that off. Next, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna need to get down here. Let's see if I can find it. I can't see from up here, but there's gonna be a little drain, and you have to drain this radiator, down there. And it's gonna be like a little. Once I get down there, I'll show you guys. But you gotta drain the coolant. You gotta drain the coolant out of the radiator. And that's some people they still use the same coolant. I wouldn't. I probably need to change out my coolant. So if you guys have a pan or a bucket, now's the time to put it underneath the coolant where it's gonna drip. And yeah, so let me find that little that whatever you want to call it down there to drain the coolant out of the radiator. Alright guys, so once you guys get down here, let me guys tell by my breathing, fucking yeah, pretty fat. But anyways, that right there, that's where you gotta turn left. Yeah, so your coolant will drain right there, and you gotta turn that to the left. You have to remove, you don't have to remove it, but for some reason this bar right here is bent. I don't know if the previous owner tried to put a jack on here, but he bent the fuck out of it. And yeah, so now I need to get a new bar. That's what the radiator's right here, but it is what it is. But yeah, that little white part up there, turn to the left. You could remove this plastic, not all the way. There's two bolts. There's a 10mm that goes up here, and another one that goes right here somewhere. And yeah, so turn that to the left. I'm not gonna drain the radiator all the way, only because it is an upper radiator hose, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna drain a little bit, and then hopefully my plan comes into play. But you will need a pan to catch this coolant, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have this tarp underneath because I don't need my wife yelling at me. Alright guys, so the reason why I opened up that cap is because with the cap on, it'll be draining so slow but since it's not capped off, the flow of it will make it drain a lot faster. Now you don't have to take off that little nipple or that little cap, whatever, to drain it. Just turn it to the left, and as soon as you start, once it starts leaking, open it a little bit more, and to start draining out some more. So I'm let that drain a little bit more, and then I'll probably right by now I'm gonna close that cap off, take this off, and then hopefully not that much coolant leaks out, but we'll find out right now. Alright, so I stopped that flow of coolant coming out of the radiator. I kind of drained a good amount from the top. If you guys, so now I would suggest putting a pan right underneath here, and so if any coolant comes out of here from this hose or from right here, it'll just drip down to that pan. That is what I'm hoping will happen, but who knows until I try it. Now some clamps on the radiator, you will have this squeeze where you just grab some pliers, squeeze it, and it'll come up loose. Or for me, I have this one where I gotta twist off with the flathead. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I would suggest doing it from the top up here. So if any coolant does want to come down, I could grab the hose, put it down right underneath my pan, and hopefully that pan catches all that excess coolant. That is the plan, right? Yeah, you guys have a excess tarp, I suggest you guys put it underneath because it is gonna make a mess. Regardless if you drain the coolant in the radiator, you're still gonna have fluid in your engine block, and I mean, you can't really help that, so it is what it is. There's that. You still have these clamps. I would suggest using them still. Alright, I'm gonna put this one on first. That way if it is dripping coolant, you can stop it. Now I'm gonna tighten up this clamp back here. I'm gonna see if I have any extra more, but I believe I do. There's that one. I would suggest getting these type of clamps, the ones that you screw and unscrew, because they're a lot easier. This one, it's like locked in place. For some reason, every time I clamp it in there, it won't tighten up. So yeah, I mean, I'll figure that out later on. But you guys could get a pair of these clamps, and they also, O'Reilly's, they sell some clamps just like this, and you put it on with the key. It's like a yellow tab, and you just tighten it and unloosen it with that, and that's even a lot better. But with this, it's a lot easier. So put this on, this goes underneath. And then the old hose, you guys can see, I mean, it was bulged up right here. Well, mainly right here. And I was just afraid that one day this was just gonna explode and whatever. Might as well change it out now since I have the time to do it, you know. So trash. And then next, what you're gonna want to do is fill up this radiator. So let's do that. Alright, so I would suggest getting a funnel so that way you guys don't make a mess. Tighten that up, make sure that one's tight, and then you're gonna fill this up. Now I use 50-50, meaning it's already mixed. So I think 2 full ones, or I think maybe I think 2 of them will fill this up. But since I didn't drain the whole radiator, I'm hoping with just this one, I should be all right. You guys can just get the full concentrated coolant, but you will have to mix that with the water. So, and it actually tells you in the back of how much to mix and how to do that. But I just get the 50-50. It's already mixed, ready to go. Put it in there, and then so what you're gonna do is we're gonna fill it to the top, and then once it's pretty much filled, we're gonna go in the car, turn on the car, let it idle, and that's we're gonna burp the system. Meaning we're gonna get any excess air that's in the system now from us putting in this new coolant. And some vehicles, they usually have like a line or a screw right here that you will literally bleed it out. I know my 92 Honda Accord had it right here, and for some reason this car doesn't have it, or I can't find it. I don't know. So I'm gonna do this method, and when doing this method, you will squeeze each coolant line to get all the air bubbles out, and yeah, hopefully I get all the air out of this. Alright, it's maxed out, it's filled to the top. Now I'm gonna turn on the engine. If you guys are listening through earphones, be cautious, it'll probably be loud, but get all my tools out of the way. And then I'm gonna start her up, let her idle, and hopefully you guys start seeing air bubbles coming out of this. I forgot to mention, guys, was when you guys started letting your coolant bleed, turn it on, put the heater on, put it onto your max setting, and don't have your AC on or none of that on, full blast. That way the coolant cycles throughout the whole system, so that way you get any air that's trapped in there, hopefully it's getting bleed out right now. So what you're gonna want to do is have your car idle for a good minute. So this is literally a long process, and you're gonna want this car to idle until hopefully, if you do guys have a good what do you call that gadget? So look, so there you go, all the bubbles, that's all the air coming out. There you go, your water thermostat, your coolant thermostat, it should open up. Alright guys, so we're here. I was just explaining that I give it enough time so when the thermostat opens up, it lets coolant go past that thermostat into the block, and it's just a steady flow of coolant throughout the whole cooling system. And then I was saying, once you don't see air bubbles or anything like that for about 5 minutes, then turn off your vehicle, put on the cap, make sure it's tight and secure, and then turn it back on the car and then go for a test drive. So now it's a steady, just flat, then all good, put the radiator cap back on, and yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me with all this fucking noise. This fucking car is loud. I gotta change the motor mounts. I put those aftermarket motor mounts, and I seen the cons below. This is for like racing, and that's why they're so stiff. And yeah, so now I'm fucked. Now I gotta buy some stock motor mounts. I'll probably put these for trade, so who knows. Alright guys, so once it's been, so I've literally had this car idling for like 20 minutes. It's gonna be a process, and I think after like 2 minutes there was no air bubbles coming out, so close the back up. Make sure that little that drain cock, the little tab, whatever, is tight, and I'll probably tighten it some more right now. And make sure you put back your radiator cap, and then take it for a test drive, and then everything should be good. And then make sure you're not leaking no coolant from the sides of the hoses. Just check that whenever you change out your radiator hose. And yeah. Alright guys, so I hope you guys, if you guys are doing this, or you guys just even watching my content, that means a lot to me. On that note, don't forget to follow my podcast with my wife, Discrete Parents. Don't forget to also like, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button on this channel as well, please. It will mean a lot. Like I said, that's motivation for me. Makes me want to just bust out more videos, and I'm trying to get more videos out there before I start working again, you know. So I'll probably, once I start working, I probably won't be doing that much videos. And I don't know, who knows what's gonna happen with 2021, you know. Fucking 2020 was a shithole, so who knows, anything's possible, right? So yeah guys, so like I said, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you guys know when new videos are up, and that way you guys are reminded, you guys are notified, hey, there's a new video, you know. So yeah guys, see you guys later, peace out.